Okay, this is just going to be a quick video of Geometry 4-2 MathXL, just in case you're struggling. Now I'm just going to talk you through my thinking on it. The measure of angle 1 is 60 because the measures of these angles are 60. And I know that because it's an equilateral triangle. So if this angle 1 is 60, see these are parallel lines. And if I think of a transversal continuing up and down here, angle 1, and I wish this was labeled like angle 3 or something, but angle 1 and angle 3 would be alternate interior angles. So that's what I typed here. And then angle 2 is 120 because it's a linear pair with that inner angle there, the 60. So 60 plus 120 makes a linear pair at angle 2, and that's why it's 120. It's supplementary. Another thing you could do is if you did know that this angle up here was 1 and 2 are same side interior angles. We're only using those terms if we have parallel lines, which we do here. So that's that one. This one was a little bit tricky. You just have to read so carefully. But basically, if you're considering that they fold across, that's the key. So reflect QPS across the line QS. So think of if you folded this paper in half across the line. So reflections preserve angle measurements and distances. So the images of QP is now going to be over top of QR. And so I wrote QR here. And it has the same length as QR. Thus, the image of P, so here's P, and it's folded over on top of R. So that's why R I put here. And then SP, if you folded this in half, would map onto SR. And the order actually is kind of important. You're supposed to match up coordinating points. So SP and SR would be congruent. And then likewise, PSQ. So now we're talking about right at the letter S, these angles. So PSQ maps onto RSQ. The angles here are equal to each other. And so reflections preserve angle measures. We know those the measures of the angles are equal. And they're supplementary because they make a straight line here. And both angles must be right angles, which means PR is parallel or perpendicular to QS. That had a lot of words, but if you're patient and kind of thought it through, and like I said, I like to draw a diagram on paper. Okay. For this one, this just we know for sure from the isosceles triangle theorem that base angles in an isosceles triangle are congruent. So you just have to realize that angle A and angle B are the base angles. So that means angle A is definitely 65. And then your numbers might be different on your paper. They do change those on MathXL. But in my case, those two are equal. And then 65 and 65 was 130. So I knew angle C had to be the rest of 180 degrees. So that's why it's 50 degrees. Okay, for this one, we just know these two triangles are congruent. They're matching up because remember we folded it along the line DB when we first started talking about isosceles. So if this angle is 59, I know this other base angle here is 59. So 59 plus 59 gave me 118. And then I knew in the big triangle, ABC, the big triangle, 59 plus 59 was 118. And so then the rest of angle B, the whole angle B had to be 62. Half of 62, because this line right down the middle is going to cut this angle in half. So half of 62 is where I got 31. And then, since these are matching, and fold it over, 2 equals y. Number 5, I made a different video from. For this one is really little bit long, but not terrible. I think it's doable. You can see I got one answer wrong because I wasn't. I think the tricky part is figuring out what angle they're talking about. So my advice is just to trace the angle. So for example, DAB, and then highlight it. Again, drawing a picture on paper helps too. But I'll post a different video for just this problem. And then number 6 isn't too bad at all. Um, again, just realizing this triangle is a equilateral. So 60, 60, 60 is what I had there. And then um, I know that base angles on an isosceles triangle, which this lower triangle is, have to be equal. So angle A was 69, angle right down here, BDA, had to also be 69. 69 plus 69 gave me, I forget now, whatever it gave me. And then I figured out the angle must have been, this angle up here must have been 42. So 69 plus 69, I took that and subtracted from 180, leaving 42 degrees here. 42 plus 60 is where I got 102. And again, I'm sure they changed this number, so yours will be different, but just fill in as much, draw the picture out and fill in as much as you can, and then it kind of comes together. So hopefully that helps. Good luck. Oh, and don't forget to push submit at the end. Yeah, I did it. I got that one problem right on my second try of the proof.